Hi guys, welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese figurines and collectibles straight out of Japan, and you can find more details about us in the description of this video, including our Facebook page and our online store. So in this video I'll be looking at the Dragon Ball Super Resolution of Soldiers Grandista Ultra Instinct Son Goku number 3. It's quite a mouthful. I'm just going to call it the Grandista. So a couple of things I want to mention at the start of this video. So firstly, if you have pre-ordered this from us, it's already in the mail and it's on its way to you. If you haven't ordered this and you would like to, you still can. You can go, as I said, in the description of this video. You'll find the direct item page, or you can just Google Figuring Out Japan. Just to cover that a little bit further, this was a very anticipated pre-order release, and you know, in general, I think there's more information online about upcoming releases, which is one of the reasons why we make less videos these days, because you know, access of information is a lot easier. But just be careful that just because you see an image of an item doesn't mean it's actually released, because Banpresto always attends exhibitions and they will show their upcoming figures. It doesn't necessarily mean it's released. So we actually had like one German guy who was like, it's out, like why haven't you sent it? Because some other seller in Germany's got it. And then when we asked for the image, it was just the generic thing. And you know, Japan will always get these items before other parts of the world. But I do understand why people do get a bit finicky, because I have heard more cases recently of overseas sellers that sell it like 1 or 2 months after the actual release because they're not based in Japan. And particularly now that, you know, Dragon Ball Super and the hype and all that sort of stuff, things have really changed from, you know, 5 years ago or whatever. And unfortunately there are a lot of sellers out there who are really just purely trying to cash in on the hype, and you know, people who don't maybe normally sell Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Super. So you know, they get things a lot later, or they may not be getting the right stuff, or there have been cases of, I've heard people just sellers just cancelling pre-orders because they make it really cheap, they drive traffic to their sites, and then, you know, they can't deliver on those sales. So, yeah, just be careful of that, be careful who you deal with, and just deal with sellers that you trust. If it's us, great. If it's not, then, you know, whoever it is, I hope it works out for you. But anyway, enough of that. Let's have a look at this figure. So actually a little bit more talking. So this is the 6th Grandista figure that's been released. We've had the Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, Bardock, and now Ultra Instinct Goku. So that's why the box actually does say number 3. You can see it says Goku number 3. Because we've had Super Saiyan Goku, Normal Goku, and Ultra Instinct. This is the 5th Ultra Instinct Goku figure that Banpresto released. We've had two Ichiban Kujis. We've had the Super Warriors SP, and we've had the BWFC, Banpresto World Figure Coliseum, and we've also now had this one. If I jump ahead and say which one I think personally is the best one, I would say that I would rule out the 2 Ultra Instinct as the 2 Ichiban Kujis, just because of the price, and because Kujis are very expensive because of the lottery system in Japan. I'll just quickly show you. I thought it was pretty cool how they actually print the foot on the bottom there. The Super Warriors SP is not a bad figure. He's in his Kamehameha stance, but the problem with that one, I just think it's not as good quality-wise as the BWFC or the Grandista. So which one's better of the two? Well, BWFC, he's in an action pose. It looks more dramatic. It's a bit cheaper because it's lighter to send, and it goes better with the S-Cultures figures. On the other hand, you know, the Grandista probably looks better as a display figure because it is so big, and it goes better with the Grandista figures. So I think you can't go wrong with either. It's really a personal preference. So I would recommend one of those two. That's just a personal preference. There are also the other ones, which are the Ichiban Kujis and the Super Warriors SP. So the figure itself, I apologize for all the waiting and talking. So 31 centimeters, which is 12.2 inches for the American viewers. It does come in 5 different pieces, sorry. You get the head, sorry, 4 pieces. You get the head, the top half of the body, the bottom half of the body, and finally you get the stand. Now you don't need the stand, it will stand on its own by itself. But Banpresto do tend to include that anyway, just you know, if you want to put it on your desk and you know, your drawers and things, just might make it a little bit less unstable. So I'll just quickly show that there. So it's just the orange piece that goes in the right foot. Yeah, it goes in the right foot. So I'll show you, whoops. I'll show you the head up close. So very nice, shiny silver. And you can see the eyes just look really terrific. I love the eyes. They really just look like they're looking at you. And I will point out actually that because of the very bright silver, the sort of manufacturing parts do become a bit more visible. Like you can see the join, there's a line there where my fingernail is. You can see again just little, if I get the focus there, you can sort of see here as well, just little imperfections. I mean, that's always going to happen with a mass-produced item, or even, you know, handmade figures. They're going to have little imperfections as well that a machine can't do as well. But you know, overall it's pretty minimal. You can see the little joins in here a bit more, but it's not too bad in my opinion. You're always going to have that. So the body, it's going to look weird without the head. So again, it's very hard to show the detailing here, but you can see all of the cuts and little grazes on his chest. There's really a lot of detail actually that's gone into this sculpt. It's really quite impressive, and it really does actually feel like a Super Master Stars piece figure, or some of the really higher, supposedly higher quality, much more expensive figures. I mean, just look at all the little grooves and things. It really looks great actually. And then the legs, I'm really happy here because sometimes with battle damage they just kind of have these little cuts, but here they've gone like the full, you know, pants are cut. He looks pretty kind of I wouldn't say messed up, but you know, sort of full battle type thing. And you can see even the shoes, the feet, just all the little details that have gone into it. It doesn't look like a smooth plastic figure, you know, it actually looks like a proper piece of art that's been properly sculpted. Like even the cord there on the foot just looks really terrific. And even the bottom of the feet, you know, they've got the grooves. That's not painted, it's actually like, that's how the sculpt actually is. So it looks very, very impressive overall. And you know, if you've bought Grandistas before, then you'll know what I mean by that, what the figures look like. So yeah, but interesting actually, the figure comes like that in the box. It actually comes like it's already the head comes separate, but the top half and the body bottom half are actually already together. The sculpt, I think the sculpt looks amazing. I like the pose. It doesn't come with 2 heads like some of the others have in the part, or actually only the Vegeta. But Vegeta is actually a bit smaller, and I think that's why they did that, and it made sense. I don't know what else you would do with 2 heads, with the second head in this figure. The Gohan coming out later this year again has 2 heads. Again, it makes sense. Again, he's a smaller figure anyway. The coloring, I think the coloring looks fine. Some people I noticed online were saying that the top half of the body looks a bit plain and it needs a bit more gradient and toning and things in there. But Banpresto have never really done that. I don't know if this is the best example, but I got this figure, which is the Ichiban Kuji Super Saiyan Goku from S Cultures 1. And you can see like this, the skin, like it doesn't have any kind of detailing on it. It's just flat. It just looks kind of plasticky. The light from the sculpting makes it look good enough without having to put all this extra coloring in. But Banpresto have never really sort of put toning in, so I'm a bit surprised that, you know, some people have said that, but I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't really see a problem with it. So the only way I could possibly think of improving this figure is maybe putting a bit of blood, you know, in here, but Banpresto, they don't usually make things too blood and gory. But, you know, overall, I think this is a terrific figure. It's definitely going to be very collectible. It's been a very popular item. I'd love to know what you guys think, so feel free to leave a comment below. And if you'd like to see more great Dragon Ball figure content, please subscribe and look forward to more videos. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.